Hi there. In SNOWRUNNER, when you use the Highway Haulin 2 modded map, every time you do a vehicle or a truck recovery, you get to keep the darn thing. That gives you about 16 trucks just from doing that, plus some trailers, as well as there's some trucks you can find around, so you get a lot. Now we're going to cover the 4 most difficult ones, and this is the third of those 4, and by far it's the most difficult. We have to return the Azov to the scrapyard or metal loading yard, but the trailer has to go way to the northwest corner. You can barely see it up there. It's the fish farm, and here is a different view of it. So that's where the trailer has to go. We're going to take a look at the site first with this earth roamer to get an idea of what's in store. It's a huge swamp and the hill is really steep. I can't see of a possible way to pull those things up the hill. When I first did this contract, I looked for a way to get in. I tried this area right there to get down, but I couldn't do it. So that was a no-go. Over here, the woods are too thick to get through to the swamp. And over here, you might be able to get through the woods, but then you have to go all the way across the swamp. So instead, I decided to go to the farm store, which is at the south end of the map. And with the earth roamer, I'll show you where that is. Obviously, this is sped up. I have sped a lot of things up in this video in the interest of saving time. But here's the farm store. Next to the warehouse, there's a little alleyway. And if we break through the fence, we can actually get access to the swamp. This looks pretty radical, but it's the only way that I could find to get into the swamp. Now we're going to take the earth roamer a little bit farther so that we can get a good look at where the truck and trailer are. The way I chose to get them out is to bring them back the way I came in, go through the farm store parking lot, and then out through the freeway. I decided to use the Plaid 450 and the Zeke for this one. I get both the trucks out there in the same way you just saw. I upright the Azov and I do a complete repair on it, except that I don't have enough tires, but that's okay. It's in good enough shape to easily tow out. Well, relatively easy. And you can see the pipe trailer there with the Plaid 450, so I have everything there. Now this is sped up. It took me quite a while, but there were no major problems getting the Azov out of the swamp and up that hill by the farm store. The trailer was a lot more difficult, but the Plaid 450 is incredibly strong. Just this part took me at least 20 minutes to do, so you're seeing this incredibly sped up. At this point, I decided to mark where I needed to go so I could see it from the truck. I can see the blue indicator that I have to get towards. Now when I get up to here, I get stuck for sure. So I use the back of the trailer as a winch point, hook it to another stump, and that works to get the truck to go forward. So we keep making forward progress, and we're getting to the end of the swamp and into the forest. I'm impressed that the Plaid 450 can do this. A lot of it's under its own power without any winch. But then we get stuck again. This time it's a tree stump. You can see right there that the trailer was going up against. So I back the truck up, get the trailer as far away from the tree stump as I can, and try again. From this view, you can see it just missed the tree stump. The fact that the Plaid can even pull this trailer up this hill is pretty incredible. But then I get stuck again, and it turns out to be the same tree stump. This time it's underneath the trailer. So using the winch, I'm able to get the back end of the trailer over enough to clear the stump. And then I continue going forward. It looks like I'm getting close to the top. And then I do this. And almost lose the whole thing. Just when I think I'm probably home free, I get stuck again. This time it's because I'm rubbing up against a tree trunk. So I try the trick of moving the back end of the trailer over again. And this is just silly. So I resort to just pulling like heck by winching from the fifth wheel to a tree. And that does work. Now this is real time. This is not sped up. You can see that the truck is actually moving forward. It's having some difficulty, but it did it. So we're home free. Now we have to head all the way to the other end of the map, and on the way to the fish farm you have to go through some very steep hills, but it's not really that much of a problem, and I made it okay. After returning the trailer, I get the Azov, get it cleaned up, and park it next to the Plaid 450. Kind of feel like satisfied that I was able to get through that one. Thanks for watching.